Hey guys, we're here in Seymour, Victoria, and we're enjoying a campsite next to the river. There's people fishing down the bank. It's an awesome spot. I wish I could give you a bit of a better view of this river, but I just can't find a good opening with a good angle of the camera. But anyway, I'll put some B-roll footage of this river for you to enjoy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite work light from Klarus. It's Klarus WL3. This is by far my favorite work light to date. I've used it extensively in the last probably several months now, a few months now. And to start with, as always, Klarus makes good gear. I've reviewed 2 of their camp lights. I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to check it out, or up here. Hey, listen guys, from now on, all the reviews that you see on my channel are totally the gear that I intend to use, and I do my research way before I accept these offers from different companies, because there's no point in taking something free and just because it's free, you take it in and you end up, not liking it or finding problems with it. So I do a lot of research. So whatever you see in my channel, any products that you see are most likely really good products, because I filter them as much as I can before talking about them. So this one is the Klarus, as I say, WL3, or probably means work light 3 maybe. It's got a really good feel to it. It's quite solid, it's quite heavy. The buttons are placed positioned perfectly in the back, and they feel quite solid. Now, as usual, Klarus thinks about little things like, for example, the switching. You can't just switch it, like click it once and expect the light to turn on. You got to double click it, which is perfect. So it avoids those accidental switching on of lights and you running out of battery. Now, we'll start from the front. You've got 2 lenses. The main lens, which projects up to 1500 lumens. There's 4 different luminosities. I don't know if that's even the term for it, but goes from 120 lumens on low, 300, 750, and 1500 for the brightest. One of my favorite features of this light is the fact that it's got 4 color temperatures. So it goes from 2700 Kelvin to 3500, 4500, and 6500 Kelvin for this really bright white light. Now, the 2700, I really like that because it's really warm to the eyes, and most importantly, especially during summertime, it attracts way less bugs. Now, I've used this light in and out of the campsite quite extensively. I've used it in the campsite, when you go cooking. I've used it a lot when I film, because, as I say, with a different light color temperatures, I can get the perfect lighting that I want, basing on what I'm doing and what I'm filming. Now, I want to point out 2 things down the bottom of this handle here, that, by the way, goes 180 degrees, which is quite handy, and I'll talk more about that later. Down at the bottom, there's 2 things. The magnet, which is pretty basic, you can stick it anywhere, but the magnet is a really, really strong magnet, and I'll tell you why that's important. I was working on the Land Rover, and I was underneath it. I was trying to find a good metal spot. I mean, obviously it's all metal underneath, but trying to find a good metal spot to attach it onto, and I didn't even have to find a flat metal surface, because the magnet was so strong. I could mount it on a non-flat surface and it would just stick. And because I've got the ability to swivel this 180 degrees, I can always get it at a perfect angle where I want the light to be. So little things like that, really strong magnet, that's a plus, that's a bonus. Really good job, Klarus. Now, in the middle, you've got a mount for a tripod. Now, for people like me who film, very useful. As I say, I've used it quite a lot of times when I'm out filming. Now, let's go back to the front. Now, the other lens, one of the 2 lenses, is this little one in the front, and that projects a red light, and you've got a separate button for it here in the middle, down bottom middle. And same deal, you got to double click it to enable it. Now, this is quite handy when, for example, you're in a campsite, and for whatever reason, especially when there's people around, you don't want to wake them up with this really, really bright light that you have out of this thing. You can switch on this red light, and it can give you just enough light to see where you're going, or just to see what you're trying to look for. Now, the other thing is you can also enable the function of it to blink. So if you're broken down on the road, or an SOS or whatever, you can always make the red light blink. The battery inside the unit is 13,500 milliamps, which is plenty enough. Now let's move on to the top of the light. You've got 2 USB ports, one USB-C and one standard USB. Now this can be used as a power bank via the USB ports in the top. Charging is via the fast charge USB-C option. Comes with this nice carry bag if you need it, and it comes in 2 colors, one green and one khaki, or kind of a beigey color, which is what I have. Now, what more can I say about the product? Honestly, there's nothing really I can think of to improve. To be honest with you, it really is my favorite work light at the moment. If you look at this handle, it's quite neat because I can hold it this way. You know, it's quite good. Swivel it wherever I want. It's quite easy to carry along. You know, and down the bottom here of the handle, you've got this clip thing where you can put a carabiner, or you can clip it to somewhere else, put it up somewhere. I don't know. Now, this light is so powerful that I've even used it a couple of times when I reversed my caravan in dark spots. So I just stick it onto the steel toolbox, the back of my caravan, and it projects enough light to just illuminate the back of the caravan just so I can see it from the mirrors or from outside the window. One of the little things that Klarus also thinks about in their products, same as the other lights I reviewed, is when you turn it on and put it at the right setting. So for example, if you put it at, say, 300 lumens at 45 Kelvin, you leave it there, you turn it off. The next time you turn it on, it knows the last setting that you've done, and it turns on at that setting. So little things like that, you know, makes a huge difference in my opinion to usability and user friendliness of the unit. Now, last couple of things. The work light is IPX5 waterproof rated, and it's 1 meter drop resistant. I think I'm getting too distracted by this fish in the water. There's a guy down the bank that actually caught this massive carp and nearly took him into the water, actually. It was really funny. So I think I'm going to leave you guys here. I'm going to grab my fishing rod and give this fish a go. As always, thanks for watching. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Watch more of my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.